Good morning and welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. Now this is the second day, so if you missed yesterday, of the launch of this amazing collection that we have got for you, which is called Wild Beauty, then this is your chance now to catch up. We are already approaching 50% of the stock has gone. As soon as we release this to the website, you all flew for it. So if you missed the shows yesterday with lovely Laura and Dave, then today I've got two shows for you, at 11 and at 1, and we can go through all of it. So make sure you join us and we'll go through it. So as you can see, it's a beautiful large collection that we're bringing to you today. Now with this one, you have got the main die set, which is this fabulous tree. It could be the tree of life, it could be the tree of literally a new baby, just literally nature in itself. So you've got that real rustic organic feel with this one. You're going to get all the details with it, and with this you're also getting a lot of metal for your money. As you can see, you've got such a big tree in there. Look at the size. We will go through all the boards, so do not worry, you'll be able to get to see it all, but I would definitely say to you, shop ahead. Then next in it, we've also got for you the two different styles of frames for you. One's got like little birds with the clouds, and the second one has got like the trailing ivy on that one as well. And again, you've got those two special sizes to work with that one, to work in conjunction or use them separately as well. And then on the far end, we have got for you the roaming friends. Now look at that, beautiful. I think it's a deer, I don't think it's a stag, that one's a deer. And then you've got the hare, you've got the owl and the fox in there as well. So if you're making cards for charities and things like that, or you just like that nature side of it, you've got that real whimsical look to these. And remember, all the artwork is hand drawn, so you're getting something a little bit bespoke. But as always, Carnation are going to bring you then the meadow flowers, the embellishments that are going to help dress your cards and all your projects as well, because these are so beautiful. I think they look a little bit like foxgloves, I'm not 100% sure. Then you've got like your grasses, and then you've got your other flowers with the decoupage layers as well. Then as we move across, this one is beautiful. I love this because you've got like the you know, like the stone wheels that they used to have in obviously the mills and things like that to grind all the flour and things like that. They've got the millstone in there too. You've got your little branches, you've got your small trees, and then you've got like, it looks like a water. You've got like a little water feature there or as well. But it could be, you know, part of the road. It could be like a little branch or something. You could have that on there. Now this one is really unique and something different that I've not brought you before from Carnation Crafts. These are to cut out sentiments that are already pre-printed for you in the download section. Once you purchase your kit or your die set, you can then go and download them, so make sure you do that as well. Now with those, you've got your sentiments, you've got all of those as well, so incredible value. This one is $99.99 for you. It's on a special show price till the, obviously I think till the end of the week. I know Laura's back with shows on Wednesday on Hobby Maker, so make sure you check out those too. But obviously getting it now, you will be one of the first to make sure you get it before it sells out as well. We have got extra bits on the show as well. We have got the perfect papers to coordinate beautifully with the artwork as well. They will all be available for you as well, and normally they're like $14.99 I think, so do have a look for those on the website. But as you can see, a beautiful colour palette with all those pastel like sugared almond tones to go with that Wild Beauty kit, and they are absolutely beautiful. $14.99 show price for them, $251015. Again, available on the website, so when you're checking out your baskets, make sure you pop in all your extra pieces as well. Now we have got an extra bonus on the show as well. If, as always, we try and bring you an extra piece. So let me just move these out of the way so you can see. Now, with this, obviously we've got a few gremlins this morning, so bear with us. And our lovely cat's in today, bless her, because Bunny's not with us. She's a bit poorly, so I've got lovely cat with us. So bear with us. It's been a while since she's worked with me, and she knows I'm a bit fast and furious, so bless her. She's doing her best, she is. Now, with this collection, we have got the Wild and Woven squares. So we've either got the squares or we've got the arches. Now, the squares, you'll notice on these dies when I turn it over, These are very, very pretty. They've got lots of detail in it. You can use the mats and layers all together, or they've got little pins like snippets in between. You can then cut into them so you can make it as wide or as small as you want, but it gives such a beautiful effect to your cards. So then you can make something like this. So if you want to make your tunnel cards and things like that, you can do that as well. So really, really beautiful to have those. Look how fabulous these cards are that the design team have actually done. So really, really nice. If you're wanting to get this one, $24.99 for the Wild and Woven square card shape, because I know a lot of you got that as well. And then the last one we've got is the archway, and this is that beautiful arch that gives you that grandeur to your card. So again, you can build it up, you can use it on its own, you can use it singular, but you can see how well this works with the artwork. Everything is on the website, so don't worry. Like I say, we've got a few gremlins this morning, do not worry, there we are. So it's fine, honestly, just bear with us. Everything is on the website, so once you go on, you will see all the new bits for the actual collection. So this is an additional item of $27.99. So if you're wanting to get those, we have got those as well. So just have a look on there, and any questions, just make sure you leave your comments and we will help you find what you need. But you've got the QR code as well, so you can scan obviously the website and you can do that as well. Now let's take a close up and look. Let me move this over a little bit so you can see. There we go. So let's take a look at the boards. This shows you how much detail you are actually getting in the dies. So with this one, this is the first one. This is the open plain card shape. There's nothing plain about this, believe you me. You're going to get this incredible tree, which you could actually cut small ovals with photographs in and have it like a family tree and put it in a box frame. That would look incredible. And if you wanted to, you could have that as your first one, and then you could have 2 and 3. You could like stack them behind. So then you could have a really big, massive like picture frame with all of like your family in there too. Now these are great because firstly you look at them and think, what are they for? They aren't flags. These are to build little like foundation pieces to then be able to stick all your other pieces onto it. You're going to get your little stands, so you can put your stand on the back of there, so that will make sure it stands up. But there is different ways of using it, so don't worry, I will show you. You've got these as well, which are like your mounds, which are going to give you the peaks and valleys. So then you can stick these to this, and also you can stick your animals to it. So it gives you that perspective and that balance to all your projects as well. And you can see you've also got on here the outside layer and to make your card blank base, and you've got an outside layer to put around your tree. So you've got that drop shadow look, and you've got different styles of cards. You've got mats and layers for your plaque as well, so if you're wanting to use those, but everything is in the first set of dies. That's why there is so much metal in there. Next for you, we've got the Roaming Friends. Now look at the detail. These are so incredible. I'd want to like print these out onto, you know, like that paper, what is it? Like transfer stuff. So then you can put them onto cups and things like that. I'd want to do that because these are so beautiful. Bear in mind, you can make and sell as many as you like with this because all the artwork is designed and hand coloured all here in-house by Nick and the fabulous team who are here. Now look at this. As long as you cut it with the dies, all the artwork is available on the website as well. So do have a look for that as well. But they are your roaming creatures for you. The owl is just so amazing, I have to say. Now, next up for you, this is where we've got the Meadow Flora. And I think Carnation do it incredibly well. And remember that with these, they are double-sided. So if you print it, score it in half, they fold together, then you put the dies on the top, and that's how you do it. Yeah, so then you can flick them because you might want grasses the opposite way, so you can do that. You're going to get all your decoupage layers for these beautiful floral elements on here. And then you've got the, like I say, they do look a little bit like foxgloves, but they could be something else. It's called what, sorry? Betony. I've not heard of that. They don't, but yeah, they look a little bit like foxgloves as well. But whatever you want to do, it doesn't. You do you, boo. That's what we say. But you've got all these incredible different designs to mix in, and don't forget other collections that you've got. These are really then going to stand out. Now, this is one of my favourite bits as well. I love these because if I just tilt it that way, you can see you can have it so it stacks and layers outwards, but you can stack it and have it layered inwards as well. And with these, you can make your own like frame designs. Can you see? So they look really, really precious and beautiful, these do. So again, mix and match different things that you got like there. They've cut the little antlers off and things like that. So with the animals, you can change it round as well. But you're also getting your foliage in there, which will coordinate really well with this or look like a trailing vine. You even get like the little birds in there, and you're getting the clouds as well. And these will be so useful to use on so many other projects too. Now, this is the Moorland Features. Like I say, you've got that brilliant millstone there, which is absolutely incredible. Then you've got like the little flourish in there as well with those little branches on there. Then you've got this one, which is smaller, which is like a little tree waiting to grow. You've got the other elements that you can use that can be like little mounds to help ground your projects. And then you've got this one as well, which is, I just think the colours that have been used this time, it's like a soft lilac and beige, but it gives it that real rustic feel to this. So that, again, a lot of your items like the little mice that you've got, or if you've got some of the other characters, this would fit so well with all of those. And now this is the magical bit. This was what I was saying to you before. If you buy the set, you can then go over and you can download these for free, and the dies will cut them out to the perfect size. So that's how you can get that different definition with them. Comes in lots of different colorways as well, but you've got things like may life give you happiness, may peace settle around you. You've got things like that, love and kindness with you always, love and kindness, all of those. How beautiful are those? So you've got like the soft sugared almond tones that are going to go so well as well with the perfect papers. So just remember that too. Now, so that was your main collection that I was just showing you. These are the extra bits. If you're wanting to get the main collection I've shown you, that was $99.99, all available on the website. So do pop over there. And obviously, once you've purchased that, you can then go and download the vignettes to coordinate beautifully well with the artwork. Now, this is an extra that we've got for you that also goes with that collection, but this is a separate item. This is the Wild and Woven. This is the arch one, and just to show you that beautiful detail, this could be used all year round. You could use it for Christmas, it could be spring, summer, autumn, winter. You've got all those designs, but you will see it's got like the little holding pips in between. This means then that you can just snip it. So if you want to make it wider or you want to make it smaller, you can do that as well. But I think it kind of looks a little bit like a keyhole as well. So if you took that narrow bit out, you could actually use it as a keyhole. So for a new home card, things like that, you've got all that inspiration there. If you're wanting to get this one, it's on a special show price of $27.99 for that one. All available again on your website, so have a look for that. And then the last one that we've got on the show for you today is the Wild and Woven. This is the square card. Same idea as the other one, but you'll actually find with this one, this is more of a square shape, so you can snip it out. But if you are a crafty crafter, like a lot of us are, if you cut two and turn one upside down, you can cut bits away and you can elongate it and make it longer. So you can make a longer, different style. It's the same if you wanted to. Let me bring this back. Sorry, I'm jumping about. But if you wanted to, you could actually elongate it, put an extra piece in there. So you'd have two pieces and you can elongate that as well. So there is a lot of snippability to this and repurposing it and make it into a different shape as well. So think about that too. But these are absolutely lovely. $24.99. This is the woven squares for this one, and you can see how gorgeous they are. I'm just going to grab a few samples for you just to show you how amazing all of these dies are. So look at this. we have got some beautiful designs for you, and you can see how lovely that is. Look at that. Oh, we've got a message from Kitty and Samantha. Good morning, ladies. Oh, good morning. It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning. I know a lot of you are expecting Miss Laura, but she's busy. She's just back off her holes, so I said I'd help her out today. But you will be able to see her on Wednesday. She will be on Hobby Maker. But look at these. Look at the designs of the cards. And these will all fold flat as well, so they will go in an envelope. Do not worry, and you can add as many layers as you want to this, but it's going to really give you that volume, that fullness to it as well. And you can see with the stands on the back, you've got those there to help make the cards stand up, but just amazing. Let me show you some with the little frames while I've got you here, and just to show you, look how gorgeous the smaller frame ones are. But if you want to go a bit bougie and you want to take it to another level, check this out. This is the extra die that I showed you on the show. That is the beautiful, that is the wild woven arch card shaped die in the middle. And then these two are the smaller ones from the main collection. But look at that. And then they've put the tree behind it so it's actually shining through. That is incredible. It's held together. If you're wondering how it's held together with acetate on the sides. So again, you can fold this in. It can all go flat and it can go in the envelope. But I have to say, Janine, great job on that one. Love the creativity on it. But lots and lots of different dies on the show. If you want to get the big bundle, I would definitely recommend it because you've got everything in there. But then these ones that we're showing you now are the extra ones that you can just top up and just mix in with your collection. So that is everything for you that I've got in this special show for you today. Shall we do a little demo? Let's do a demo. Let me get all the pieces out. Okay. So obviously I've got everything pre-cut, and I have to say, once you've got everything pre-cut, it is so much easier then to start creating. So just let me lay some of these bits out because I've got bits everywhere, because I got a bit carried away because it was a little bit, you know, like when you're a little girl and you have like your doll's house and your dressing and everything. I got a bit carried away with this. I was like, I'm adding a bit of this and I'm adding a bit of that. And I was like, Dawn, you need to step away from it now. But there was so many beautiful bits. I thought this is going to be incredible. So just let me get it all out and then I can show you exactly what I have done. So all my little pieces, these are here, right? And then I've got my base. But even like with those for kids, there could be door plaques or something like that. You can design it however you want. Now with this first one, I went all out. So you can see, yeah, get kids, put kids' names on it, get them to decorate it, you know, and you could do one for each season. So like this, you could do a Halloween one, you could have little pumpkins on it and things like that. And then obviously later in the year, you could obviously do like a design a Christmas tree. You could do that as well. Now, just to show you the different ways that you can use this first die set. This is the open plain card shape. So you will have the back matten layer. You've got your tree as well here. And then you've got the other elements you can pop on the top. You've got your stand, so you can use that as well. And you've also got the plinth that goes on the bottom, which I am going to use as well, because I just got a bit giddy and I wanted to use it all. So I thought, let's go big, and I will show you absolutely everything. So what I'm going to do first of all is just put a crease line on the reverse of my card, because this is going to be my card blank base. So hopefully, I ain't got issues with glues today. I'm good today. I tried to keep this in the car with me with the heating on a little bit this morning, because normally I come in and it's cold out the boot of the car. And I sometimes can't get it out, but that's just me. So there's my card blank. But also, you could use this without this bit, because this looks like clouds. So if you want that cloud effect, you've got that too. Now, what I'm doing with the next bit, because I want the plinth on the bottom of the card, okay? So what I'm going to kind of do is lay this up with the bottom of the card. And I'm going to glue this bit to the back. You don't have to do it like this. This was just the way, because obviously sometimes I just get like blind tested. I get bits in a bag sent, and obviously with the dies, and I kind of do my own thing. But I know Miss Laura had some fabulous ideas yesterday as well. So like I say, take little bits. I don't mind if you copy my cards to the letter. I'm not precious. I don't mind. But you can see then this piece goes over top and it will hide it. But this then, once it's glued on, is going to then act like a little shelf so we can put all the decorations on. So let's add this onto here. And this is just going to give us that little bit of colour on the background, because I did want it. There is some beautiful coordinating background papers if you wanted to use those as well. Once you purchase it and you want to download, you can download those as well. So just move that on there. Now check out this artwork. How incredibly beautiful and detailed is that? But I was thinking as well, because obviously you're going to get this in time before Halloween, if you wanted to, you could make it look like a spooky tree. You could colour it in blacks and greys and things like that. So it is a multi-purpose one, but I do think for, you know, like little girls as well, it's got that dreamy look. It could be like, you know, like the, I'm trying to think, like, you know, like the forest, like Cinderella, that kind of thing, and things like that. This would be absolutely beautiful. But also if somebody's getting married or somebody's just got a new business and they're branching out, this would be a great one for them to use on there. Let's just add a little tiny bit of wet glue on this bit. And then what I've done is taken the next layer. Now, this is going to be like an elaborate wedding cake. I'm going to be honest with you, because like I say, I got a bit giddy and I wanted to use it all. So all I've done is then cut the tree away. So then with this, you can either offset it to make the tree look fuller, or you can actually then put bits underneath to make it look like it's a bowing tree. But I'm going to use it and I'm just creasing it in certain areas, and this is then going to give my tree dimension, so it's a little bit wavy rather than flat. If you want to use your ball tool, do that, but sometimes I find then it looks too curvy, whereas trees are a little bit more spiky, shall we say. So I'm just adding little bits of my glue gel. You could use foam pads, but have a look on the website. Everything is on there. So like with this, you could offset it, like I say, but I am actually going to more or less put it over the top like that. But you can see already it looks super pretty. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how to make these, because then these can be drying before I put them on the card. Now with these are the pieces that I said to you are on your die set, and you're going to think, what are these? Now these are going to be, once they're glued, the little pieces that stick on here, so then you can stick things to it, so then you get that perspective rather than it all just looking on the front of the card. You're going to have that different levels. These have all got score lines in, and all you do is, you've got a square one and you've got a rectangular one, and all you do is you fold these in like so, and then this one you fold down. So all this will then glue together to make a square. The tab that's at the back you will use to glue that down. Can you see? So then you can have different ornaments, you could have the grasses, you could have whatever you want on those. I am going to be using the rectangular ones, but you can see then that will, is that easier? You can see, look at the dimension and look at the shape that we're getting already. What I'm going to do is just glue these. Oh, not with that glue. Oh dear, that would never going to dry, would it? So all I've done is just folded and creased these. What I am going to do, just to speed it up a little bit, is while they are drying, I'm just going to hold it with my tweezers. They're going to do that so they can be drying while I'm getting on with the next bit. But again, you could have a load of these made up ready, so then you can get straight on with your designing. But because obviously when you do the double-sided ones, you're going to have that colour on there, so nobody's going to see any of the white, because you don't want that on your projects. You want them all to look beautiful. So you've got all of those on there. Some of them as well, I will be honest with you, I've actually cut elements off, because for me it just worked exactly how I wanted it. So you just mix and match however you want. Okay, this is going to be a bit tricky to show you how I do it, but hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Okay, so that one now has just caught, and what I'm going to do is add this onto here. Okay, if you want me to move, tell me to move, Miss Cat, and I will move it however you want. So I'm just adding this one onto there, so you can see that flap. So when this folds up, can you see I've got that shape there? So that works really well. This one, I just need to glue this one now while I'm just waiting. So just pop that on there. But honestly, I would say to you, if you've got time to sit and hold them, sit and hold them. But if not, get your reversible tweezers, clamp it on, or use a little, you know, them little pegs that you can get sometimes. They are a great thing to do, believe you me. This one's dry now, so I'm just going to add this on. And then, but like I say, this is quite elaborate. I have gone all out with this, I'm not going to lie to you. And with these, if you're worried and you're thinking, well, how do they work if it goes flat? Look, can you see? They fold to the side. So they fold to the side, but then they pop back up when you put your card up. So you haven't got to worry about that either. This one has nearly dried because I want this one to just sit at the back. So you'll notice I've cut the little flap off this one because this one is just going to sit like so on the back. Can you see? So that's just going to sit on there. So you can customize these to however you want. Now mine is going to be quite full at the front. So you can see I've got, think of these like bridges. These are going to be your little bridges and your little supports once they've dried and set on there. Okay. So now we can start adding in all our extra bits. So first of all, I'm going to put my stag in. So let's give him a bit of shape. This is the fun bit now. That's the construction bit, but I'd rather take my time and show you exactly how to do it. So then when you get this home, you are good to go. So all I'm going to do then is just add my, I want to call him a stag, but he is a deer, isn't he? But it could be a stag, doesn't matter. And I'm thinking for this could be like a really nice Christmas card. You could put bits of snow in the trees and you know what I mean? You've got a lot of potential here to do a lot of different things, you really have. Now again, I'm just putting glue on that bit because this is going to sit in front. So this is going to hide like the workings, shall we say. So just pop in that there and hoping I can get these to glue. Then I'm going to start adding other bits and we're going to build this up. So again, with this bit, once this is folded over, can you see, we're going to have a bit more of a perspective on there. So it's giving it that depth. So stay with me. All will become clear when we've done it. Okay. So just bear with me. So let's glue this onto there. Oh, Linda's messaged in. What does Linda want to say, bless her? Oh, bless her, she's got a guy in putting a stair lift in her for her husband. Oh, I hope you're both okay. Oh, that's lovely. It'll make life easier for you, that. Well, I could do with one of them some days, believe you me. It'd make it a lot easier. So, oh, bless you, Linda. Sorry, like I say, it was, it's me, not, what's her name, Laura. Yeah, it was me today, so I do apologise, but all is good. So let's just add this in. So what I'm going to do now is then start, I don't know if I can do it that way like that. If I do that like that and do that, then you can see me sticking them in on what I'm doing. Does that help, everybody? Is that all right? Because I thought if I do that, that will just hold it and you can see the perspective and why I'm doing it, okay? So first of all, I'm going to first take my little, what is this called? Is it a stone? Is it a water? Waystone or something like that. So let's just add, I'm just going to pop, actually, I'm going to pop that just there. Okay, so that's going to stay there. So you can see already, I'm trying to get that bit of perspective in there. Let's do little elements like this. So I'm also going to put in these little trees. I'm going to put this on my hand. I have patch tested. This is just me, how I do it, okay? Now, you do get tiny trees in the collection, but I'm going to use these tiny trees as fillers in the background as well. So in case you're thinking, where's she got them from? They're the tiny trees, but it's going to look like shrubbery, you know what I mean, in there. So I'm just going to then add the grasses in, just making sure this is glued on there. Just my big head in the way, sorry. So you can see that will help, because obviously it's an awkward angle to try and show you everything. Now, with the grasses, I always say to you, I'm no florist, but I try and glue them together like a bouquet, how I want them to look. Because if I try and slot them all in, by the time I've done it, I've knocked them about and they're everywhere. Try and build it like that. I've used 3 pieces. And also, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to add this to the front. because at the end of the day, once you've glued these, you can always snip off the bottom bit if it's too long, like I'm going to do. So I can then just snip that bit off. Okay, so that's already starting to look like a bouquet how I want it to look. Again, a little bit more glue, and I could just, and you know it's not going to fall to bits because it's all there together, it's drying. So then I'm going to take this one and we're going to attach this behind it. Can you see? So we've got different bits of perspective on this one and different designs. So that works well in there. Oh, I've crushed that one. It'll be fine, it'll survive. And this one, as you can see, I put one at the back. Now this one, I'm going to put one at the front. Can you see? So you get different ones. I think sometimes when we are doing flowers, we get a bit, we need to make them all look symmetrical and everything else. But you can see with that now, I've got a beautiful bouquet. You can have them set and ready and good to go. Now this is then going to sit there. I just need to just trim a little bit off the bottom. But that's the great thing about Carnation Crafts flowers and things. They are so easy if you want to reshape and you want to add bits to them and take bits away. So this then can just stick. I'm going to just put my little tweezers on that because obviously I'm doing this upside down back to front. And then I'm going to start adding my other pieces. So this will come together a little bit quicker now for you. So I'm adding all these elements in. And if you can try and overlap, can you see I'm overlapping them? This will give you more of a perspective on your projects as well, because otherwise sometimes you end up and you've just got too many bits everywhere. So let's add this onto the front as well. I'm going to pop that onto there. And if you do find any bits are overhanging but you don't want to cut them off, just bend the bottom so it will actually sit on the plinth. So you can add that in like so. Going to keep adding in my grasses as well, because this again is all going to sit behind here and give it that little bit more height on there as well. So you just keep adding and filling the gaps, because really you don't want to see any of the plinth or like the background. You want to kind of give it that wild forest kind of look. So you can see with there I'm adding in different pieces and just layering them on, because at the end of the day this is just printed out cardstock. It's not like we're using really expensive, you know, speciality cardstocks. We are just printing these out, so you can make as many embellishments as you like. And I have to say, I got really proper carried away. I do apologize. I just was like, oh, I want to use this and I want to use that. And then you've got all the other elements like this. You've got these little sprigs and branches you can bring in. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to stick this behind. That's why these plinths are just so good, because you can really then bring it together. I've got my little owl as well. So I'm going to take my owl and look at that. It's as if, you know, like when you watch one of them nature programs and you can see all the different elements and things like that. This is what this is. Now I'm just going to take some of these little ivy foliage bits, and I thought if I just kind of lay them onto the tree. You know, sometimes you get trees in nature and they're that close, or there's next to another tree and they like intertwine. I thought this would be really pretty. So again, it adds another dimension. I know there's a lot going on. Please bear with me. It will all come together in a second. Then what I'm going to do is just put some glue gel on my little bunny rabbit. I've got glue all over my fingers now, bear with. I'm going to take that's dry, so I can take that off. I can sit my little bunny hair. Sorry, he's a hare because he's got big ears. Then this is one of the sentiments. And again, I know this is probably a little bit longer demo than normally I would do, but I wanted to show you, if you want to go all out and you really want to make a statement piece, because you know this, I had a look as well, will fit into a box frame. You can get the deep box frames. This in a box frame, an 8x8 box frame with a dimension and shape. Honestly, make and sell these. You would absolutely be blown away. But if you were making these for your friends and things like that, put it in a box frame. It looks like an ornament. Or can you imagine in a nursery for a new baby? I've even got these little birds. I'm just going to add a few of these little birds on here. And these, again, it's about the detail. The more you look at it, the more you will see different pieces. And I have to say, I absolutely love this collection. You know, you get one and it just ticks all the boxes. This one, I was like, oh, because I don't normally get to play with proper carnation. I get to play with a clean and simple, which is amazing. You know that. But, you know, like I call this, you know, the extra bits. So then if I turn this round, I've got the card bit. But look at the perspective on that. You can see, just let me just bend. I just need to bend that up a little bit because my glue. But you can see then that will actually go in the envelope. But you are telling your own stories. You are setting the scene. You are really making the most elaborate cards. And like I say, I've got that with it on the back. But if you wanted to, you could have the stand on there instead. But honestly, these are incredible. And like I say, that would actually go, look at the dimension. That would go in a box frame. So you could put that in a box frame and that would stay stood up. So that would just look immense. So if you want to get something like that, this is your Wild Beauty collection. It's $99.99 for you. And honestly, the show price, you are getting so much metal in this collection. Now, I need to let you know, when we started the show, we said to you we were approaching 50% of the stock. We are now approaching 55% of the stock has now gone. So you can see how busy we are this morning here on Carnation Crafts TV. So please do start checking out those baskets. I don't want you to miss out on this one, but this is beautiful because obviously the price will go back up as well. So do make sure you do not miss out on this one. All available on the website 251006. Shall we do another little demo? Shall we do another one? Yes, let's do another little demo. So let's have a look at a few extra little samples I've got, and then we'll do that as well. So bringing some extra pieces in just to show you some of this is the square, this is the extra square dies that we've got on the show. But look at that, look at the dimension. It looks like, you know, like the tunnel accordion cards. You've got those in there. You've got that. Look at the dimension. So much inspiration. I love how they've put the tree on the back. So that actually looks like the trees growing out the top of the card. And like with this, that's just the tree, but on the stand. So again, it gives it that real perspective in there. Let me find some at the bottom that you've not seen yet. And look at this. So this could be a couple's card, a wedding card or something like that. Look how beautiful they are. So you could cut the antlers off and things like that. So you've got all of those. And then just bringing that one in so you can see it. That is in the main collection, so you can make beautiful things like that. That would make a beautiful sympathy card as well. You've got that frame, you've got that structure on there. How amazing that is to get all that detail on there and for you to work with. So like I say, that is your next big collection that we've got for you. So let's do another little card, shall we? This time, whoa, I am going to be using the frames from the main collection. Okay, so again, I've cut all my bits ready to save a bit of time. And look at this. So what I've done is I've taken the die, and you get all the dies in there. And you also, oh, I've got another message from Linda. What does Linda said? I'm not sure of that, kit. She said it worked really well with the fruits of labour. I bet it would. Oh, submarine garden, yeah, that would be nice. I don't always know all names, Linda, I'll be honest, because I normally do the clean and simple, so I don't always know all the names. But do you know what, I reckon even the little mice would look great with this. And like I said to you before, that tree, you can make it Halloween, you can make it spring, summer, you know, Easter. You can put little Easter eggs on the tree. You could do so much with it. But yeah, Linda, great idea, well done. That would be amazing. So what I've done, because you don't have to cut the centre out. Let me show you on the board. If you want to leave it in, you can leave it in so it looks this shape, okay? Then you've got the dies to cut the centre out, and that's all I've done. I cut two of the back, the reverse one, and all I've done is put a score line on it because that's going to be my hinge for my card. So we're just going to add this onto here. And this then is going to give me a hinge for my card. If you wanted to put acetate in between, you could do that as well. But I wanted it to be like, actually, so you could actually just, you know, get through it. So that now, as you can see, is going to give me my little card blank base like that. You see? So I've got that. Then I've got the next layer. And with this one, obviously I cut that bit out, but I did snip some of the bits away from it because I wanted again to get that volume and that height to it. So just adding this onto there. But because this kind of stays into the cardstock, if you wanted to, once I've glued this down, I'll show you, you could then actually, some of these bits just here, you can actually take and you can bend them up. So you can bend and crease those up, and that will give it dimension as well. Now with this one again, I went in with the dies and I wanted to cut this out. It is held in with little tiny pips all the way round. So I just went in with little scissors and just snipped it there, little snip there, little snip there, and this is what's given me that shape. That alone, if you cut that in golds or silvers for wedding cards, and do remember as well, if you cut that bit out, if you cut this side here where I'm holding it, you could actually make a actual double frame, and then you could just snip that bit away, but it would look like a draping love heart kind of shape at the top. So again, lots of different ways of using all of these dies. The more you play with them, the more you will see different designs and shapes for you to do. So I'm just adding this onto here, and you can see once a little bit of wet glue is your best friend with this. I'm just layering this over the top. I've not stuck all the pieces with glue because I do want a little bit of movement, but it makes it look even more embossed then. So you've got that embossed detail on there, and it does then give it that shadow and that play on the top of your card. So I've got all these little bits, so let's just arrange these so I can remember what I was going to do with them. So what I'm going to do first of all is on the front we are going to add, so this is like the grounding for the card, rather than look like they're all floating, we are going to add this to the front piece, and it doesn't matter if it just hangs over slightly because it will just give it that little bit of shape. Now because obviously these are double-sided, which are genius, I'm going to glue this one then on the inside, can you see? So that gives it again a perspective, or if you wanted to, you could actually glue that to the reverse of it. It doesn't matter, so you can glue it wherever you want to. So let's start adding a little bit of glue to this, and I'm going to stick this on the inside of my card. It is probably easier if you do it before you stick your card together, but you know, I like to make things awkward for myself, so I'm just sticking that there. Now that does overhang a little bit much for me, so I am going to take that bit off. But all these bits you can save because then you can use them on other bits. So already we've got that perspective looking through the card. Then we're going to add in our other elements. So again with this, let's do the little trick where we make his own bouquet in his own style. And I love these grasses because you could actually then put a little bit, say with one of your pens, you could make it look like corn as well. So you can change it for the different seasons with that too. Going in with my florals. Just staggering these, and you can see I've got it more of a curve this time, so it's giving it a different shape. And I'm going to have the flowers, both the flowers this time, and these are going to stand at the front, whereas last time I did one behind, one at the front. Doesn't matter, and I have trimmed them down slightly already. Okay, so that now I've got my little display that's going to sit because I want it on a curve, so we've got that little bit of, rather than it looking square and then dropping down, this is now blending into the background as well. So let's take this, I'm going to add this to the corner, but hopefully you can see. Let me use my applicator for this bit because knowing me, I can get very messy very easily with glues, and I've got it all over my fingers already, so I do apologise. Let's use the glue applicator because this is great for this. I can just take this and I can go in and we can just add a little bit of glue just behind those bits, just to anchor those down. I don't want it all anchored down, just little bits, okay? So that's great on there. Then I can go in with these little bits. Again, these little like flourishy bits in the foliage, if you don't get them all twisted together like I have, you'll be absolutely fine. But I would have a box, cut loads and loads of the bits out and have them ready to go, because that's what I do. I lay them all out on the table and then I start, you know, faffing about and adding bits, taking bits, and, you know, because I want this to look like it's kind of growing up it, like a little bit like a, do they call it an arbor? So I want to do it that as well. So you can see I'm doing one way and then one the other way, so we can add this in. But I think with the foliage that's already there, it gives it a great look. So again, just taking this off here, adding that onto there, and you can see that would just give it that fabulous look on there too. So again, bringing this in and using that, but you will have so many ideas. And you know, when you're working with this, the top tip I can give to you is have a sketchbook or a sketch pad at the side of you, because even though you can't draw like I can't draw, it doesn't matter. You could just sketch out what you want to do, because otherwise by the time you get back to that project, you'll have forgot. So sketch out what you want to do and just do it that way, and that will make it a lot easier. And like with this, I lay all the flowers on and never glue them down, so never commit to the stick till you're sure. But you can see, because I've already had a play with it and I know how I want it to look, it makes it so much easier to do. Now with that bit, I glued that to the back. This piece I'm going to glue to the front, okay? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue this on the inside with the front of the card. So now it's giving it even more dimension and shape, but we're building it up. You can imagine it's like a country cottage garden, and we're building up all the different elements on there. This is that lovely part that goes with the millstone. So I'm going to add this bit here because it needs dimension and it needs height, because we've got all the height on that side. And then what we're going to do is build this up onto here. I'm going to add all the little extra bits, so bear with me. And I'm going to do this. And this is me working quite quickly, but you know, when you're at home, enjoy the journey, take your time, because do you know what? You will have the best times with these kits. And you can see some bits I've snipped off, but I've saved them because, again, I put that there and that there. It needs a joining piece. So put that on and then it joins it all together. It's about educating yourself sometimes just to get the bits to join up, because some people are like, oh, I'm frightened to put bits in. Think of it like a puzzle and just keep slotting little bits in. That's all I'm doing with this. And then have a practice, have a play, and then, you know, when you're happy with it, take a picture on your phone and then take the bits off and then get the glue out and follow your picture, and that will make it a lot easier for you to do. I'm now going to take my little hair. But do you know what? At the end of the day, this isn't lots of ribbons, lots of bows that's going to cost you a fortune to do. This is just paper and cardstock. So you can add as many layers as you want and it's going to look fabulous. But hopefully it will give you the confidence then to really experiment. I just want to put a tiny little piece behind here because it looks a little bit bare behind there and I need to just fill that. But you might be somebody who's a minimalist. You might just want to add little tiny bits to it. You don't have to add it all. I just get a bit carried away when I've got pretty things like this to work with. I like to tell the story with it and bring it in. I'm just going to snip that sharp edge off there because that was drawing my eye to it. There you go. And then you can see if I turn this round, you've got a real see-through design card there. How beautiful would that look on a sideboard or a windowsill or something like that? But with the dimension, and even if you turn it round, look, you've got all the elements, so you see something from the background as well. But this would be absolutely incredible to use. Really special collection. This is really going to give you that confidence and inspiration to do this as well. This is your Wild Beauty collection for you. It's a special show price, only launched yesterday, and already we are approaching 55% of the stock has now gone, and we brought a massive stock of this in. You are getting a lot of metal for your money with this one as well. You've got so many different shapes, you've got so many different designs, you've got embellishments, you've got characters, you've even got the sentiment plaques in this one to add the sentiments in that are already printed for you and already done. So for $99.99 is going to be amazing now for you to get those. The artwork is all available on the website as well. Once you've purchased your collection, you can then go to the website and you can download your artwork for free once you've purchased it. So do make sure you pop over there and get everything you need. And while you're there, make sure you get all of your glues and your perfect papers and any of the extra dies, because remember, it will all then go in because you've got free P&P on this main collection as well. So I wonder if there's anybody out there who's received theirs. Could you let us know? Have you received yours that you ordered yesterday? Because I know there was a big delivery that was going out because Mr. Dave told me. So I know there was a lot of items going out yesterday. So if you've received yours already, Let me know. I'd be interested to know. So let's go through the boards. If you have just joined us, hi everybody, welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. Just to show you, this is the main collection. Look how much you get. I love the grasses. I love all of these, the flowers. But you've got the different perspective. Look, like with this before, I said to you, I'd use the little trees and I'd use that as more foliage. So you could even put those behind there. You could have it as little trees at the front. You've got these. Yes, you could use them as clouds as well if you wanted to. Behind the tree, you could use them as clouds. But it is to give you that perspective on the front of your card, to give you that lovely dimension and shape on there when you are using your cards, just to give you that, can you see? So they sit on the card to give you that look on there too. You get these pieces. These are like the little framework, because with the framework then you can glue these together to give more dimension and perspective to your cards. But they do fold flat as well, so don't worry about that. That is going to give you that beautiful look. And this is the open plain card shape. But you don't just get the tree, you get the mat and layer, and you also get the card blank base with it, which I used in my first demonstration. So you even get that shape, which again you could use as clouds, or you can use that as the main base to be able to use with that actual element as well of the tree. So a great one to have. Next up for you as well, then you've got your characters. Look how amazing these are. You know, this could be the famous Mr. Fox. You've got that beautiful hair. You've got that deer or stag. But I just think on Christmas cards, that'd be incredible. And the owl. So again, if you are doing a kind of funky kind of Halloween, the owl sat in the tree, all different colours, this is going to be amazing. The artwork that you get is all hand drawn and hand, produced. It isn't a looky likey. This is actually somebody's artwork, one of the teams. So you can see there with the grasses, this is what I was saying to you, build it up as a bouquet, glue it all together. You've actually got the extra elements here, the flowers. These are to decoupage over the top if you want to. You saw in the earlier card, I use them separate as well, so don't be frightened to add separate them and put them in. And it's the same with these bits. You can add them to the tree as well, so it looks like blossom on your tree. Then you've got the moorland features. You've got that beautiful not grinding wheel, it is millstone, oh dear, millstone on there. Then you've got your little elements to help like ground your plants and things like that. You've got your extra bushes and shrubs in there. And then you've got your other details that you can bring in. And these are glorious to add to any of your Carnation Crafts collections because they are so beautiful. These are the frames. This is what I used in that last demonstration. And you can see how glorious you can make your designs with that. These would be great as well. You know, if you're doing table settings for weddings, you could put somebody's initials in there. You could actually have these as a place setting. That's how beautiful they are. And it'd be more cost effective for you to print them out and have them and make them than it would for you probably to buy some that have got a little bit of foiling on. You get the two designs. You get the ones with the foliage on, and then you get this design with the birds on. But you also get the birds and you get the clouds as well. Then the sentiments. These are the kind sentiments outline. With these, you will get the dies in the main bundle to be able to cut these out. This is the first time I've ever seen Carnation Crafts do this, and I brought a show to you with these, and I have to say, great size, great perspective on these. So honestly, when you get that big bundle, print these out once you purchase your dies, and these are going to be great for you to have in any of your little boxes ready to go. So that was your main collection. That's $99.99 for that one. If you're wanting the extra dies on the show, or you're thinking, oh, I can only just stretch to that today, then this is the arch card shape. This is your wild and woven. These are so pretty. You've got that foliage design on there, so it works really well with the other collection. But you'll notice with this one, if I just pull it up a little bit, you'll be able to see. You can see it's got like the little notches. If you snip those, you can snip bits out of there, but if you want to, you can layer it up, so you've got dimension if you want, but also you can snip into it. Even this wide piece here snips out, so it's a great one for $27.99. You have got such a lot of metal in that. You get the mats and layers. You can make a card blank. Also, to me, looks a little bit like a grand front door. So if you did take that bit out, you've got quite a grand front door, so you could dress that as well. Yeah, fairy doors and things like that. It'd be great for that. If you want to get this one at 251013, £27.99 is a special show price, all available on the website as well. Now, the second one that we've got separate on the show is the square arch. And you can see with this, again, same theme, same idea, but you can snip those out. And as we said earlier, if you cut two and then turned one round, you could snip in between and you could elongate it. These would be great on cards, but also you could use that with some of the little mice characters as if they're going into the forest, because you've got that like arbor again of those beautiful branches. You could have the little mice going into it. I know some of you have got some like the it had pumpkins and things in it. I brought it, one of the harvest ones, and I did it the other day, and that one would look great with this, adding all those pumpkins in and things. So again, dress it as you see fit, but like with this, if you did it in greens and stuff like that, you could actually add Christmas little baubles and things like that to it. So again, changing it up with the seasons. £24.99 show price for this one. This is the Wild and Woven square card sample shape card for you. A lot of words this morning for me. £24.99, but if you want to get extras, we've got those. We've also got as well the perfect papers on the show for you as well. So we've got all those, and these will look incredible. So if you're wanting to get the colours that coordinate exactly and that have been hand-picked to go with the collection, this is a must for any of you. And if you've not used the perfect papers before, these are, is it 300 GSM? So they are a fantastic way if you're wanting to use it for your card blanks, but also your matting and layering, because you've got that perfect colour. Like to say a massive thank you to everybody who's been with us this morning. We will be back at 1 p.m, so tune back in at 1 p.m. I've got even more demonstrations for you, showing you even more things. But if you want to get yours before it goes, I would definitely say take this time now to get yours. This is a special launch that we launched yesterday. So honestly, a beautiful one for you to have to literally swap and change it with. So I will see you all, hopefully, at 1 o'clock. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.